after your junior year, right? You like, I'm going to declare for the NFL draft.
Yes, sir.
So now let's get there, right? So this is for people, again, this is for people who don't know what goes on behind the scenes of things, right? And this is one of another beautiful reason why I started this section of 1317 Sports with the Get Off Your Chest podcast, so we can educate, so we can elevate the young, the old, and the like.
I don't do the most, but I do a lot. I'ma make a toast, cause we still alive. No big, I feel like Pac. Shoot the shot. Come in.
Well, folks, looks like another heartbreaking loss for the Tigers. They go down in a nail-biter, 13-17. Back to you, Jim.
Yeah, coming in hot. Just like the fajita. I write what I live. My life in the speaker. I'm nice with the flow. Just like the demeanor. I'm feeding my fam. I'm feeding the meter. They got the iron while I got the steamer. I bring the fire, but you never seen her. I testified on.
Welcome to the first ever episode on 1317 Sports presents the Get It Off Your Chest podcast. I'm your host, Tito, and I am so overjoyed. Today is Super Bowl Sunday, Super Bowl 59, and on my first episode, I am blessed and fortunate and honored to have former NFL star defensive end, former professional boxer, model, author, entrepreneur. He has blessed me today just to kind of pick his brain, so we can educate all those who listen and entertain all those who listen. But without further ado, Mr. Ray Ep. My brother.
What's happening?
Long time coming, my boy.
Absolutely.
A long time coming, man. So, man, I appreciate you blessing me, blessing the viewers, blessing the young people who want to tune in to get to learn some of the processes, some of the ups and downs of trying to become a professional athlete, to build up, to getting there, to transitioning out, to finding a new life, right? And so, as I prefaced the introduction, man, like, you my longest running brother, man. You, like, I've not known anyone longer other than a family member. And it goes back to we were 10, 11 years old in Cincinnati, Ohio at Kilgore Elementary. And so, back then, and, this is 95, 96, I never, like, envisioned, like, either of us, like, even, like, making it to a, upper echelon of what we do as far as sports. And, there was something that turned on in you that, you know what I'm saying, that just kind of intensified and just sparked that igniter, you know what I'm saying? And Bray, you just took off, man. So, but enough of that, enough of all that shit, man. I'm about to start getting emotional and shit, man.
Okay, hold on, T. We just started. You can't stop.
I'm telling you, big dog. But yeah, man, I'm blessed, man. I'm fortunate, man, to have you in my life, my family's life, and just been so cool to watch you just kind of grow, into the man that you are, the person that you are, and where you're headed. You know what I mean? Like, so, but with all that being said, man, again, this podcast is a platform. So, former athletes, current athletes, young, old, coaches can kind of, share their story. And then of course, the title of the podcast is Get It Off Your Chest, so it's some things that, people may have a misconception on you, whether it be, boxing fans or Minnesota Vikings fans or Atlanta Falcons fans, that they don't know you, So, but let's go back to the early days. We got to find the starting point, right? So let's go back to the early days. So in Cincinnati, like what area in Cincinnati did you grow up in, right?
Man, Madisonville, Ohio, Cincinnati, Ohio. it was a great place just to be a kid at that time, man. I mean, granted, everything was everything around us in a, predominantly urban neighborhood. So saw everything, got into everything, man, and just enjoyed just living. But it was a great place that happens just to somehow fall in the right respects of pretty much everything I needed from the street as well as educational wise. And it kept having to put me in the right positions at the right time in my life to help me excel at every level I need to excel at. So,
Excellent, man.
Adolescence.
My brother, and obviously I know a little bit more. Yeah, I mean, I know all that shit, right? So like, this is for the viewers, right? And for the youth, right? So as you said, growing up on the, east side of Cincinnati, and which is Madisonville, and people who don't know, like, it was a pretty rough area, for you to come out of there, and now with that being said, like who raised you? Like who helped instill in you some of your morals and values and your work ethic?
Like I said, just everybody. Like I just paid attention. For me, I don't know what it was. I've always been the person of detail. Like people like, man, you only came here one time. How you remember how to get here without the navigation no more? I'm like, growing up, you had to pay attention, or you was in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
You had to be on your P's and Q's and just study. And for me anyway, what was your environment around? And granted, I didn't really have nobody who raised me, so to speak, but I lived with my grandmother and my uncle, her oldest son, John Jr. So, cause my grandfather passed my freshman year when I was really, starting to come into my own. So it was really them two who, what I'm saying, they gave me what I needed at the end of the day. Not everything I wanted. They gave me a house.
Right.
A room.
Right.
Bruh, like, how the police knocking on my door. Handle whatever business you got to handle.
Right.
To be somebody, because we got our own stuff to take care of. And that's how I was, and I just maneuvered that way. And like I said, the universe has put certain people in my life at that time, like my barber down the street, Ernie Morgan, and some of the guys in the barbershop. I brought in the, A's and B's. All right, your haircut's on us to the next car. Like,
yeah.
And we're like, man, nah, don't mess with Ray. He cool. Like, he going to play ball. And even guys in the hood that they knew me, but like I go jogging, they'd be like, what you doing, man? I said, I'm going to the league. And they tell you ain't going to no league. I'm like, damn, that's how you feel. I said, okay, it's 1 in a million. Well, guess I'm going to be that one.
Hell yeah.
About to here.
Hell yeah. It
was just my mindset, and it was just at a young age. Like I knew, looking at my family situation, I wasn't paycheck to paycheck wasn't the deal. And you said when it all started, when we started AAU, our 7th grade year with the Queen City Prophets. Like when I started doing that, I'm like, and going to people's houses, like, hold up, you got a pool in your backyard?
Yeah.
In the ground pool?
Yeah.
Going to see, when we got a little bit older, it was probably our 8th or 9th grade year when we met Dave Parker.
The great Dave Parker.
Like,
baseball legend.
We got the nod to go into the Hall of Fame too this year, so shouts out to him. And
legend, bro.
Legend. So getting to know him and him, you know what I'm saying, giving me little gems and just following, like, I went to the house, like, oh yeah, this time. I like this peace.
Yeah.
We ain't got to worry about what you know what I'm saying, you got lights gonna be on when you come home, or none of that. Right. Seeing certain things, like I said, being in a certain situation is just like letting me know, oh, it's attainable. You just got to work on it.
Right.
And granted, I was given 6'5" and 245 pounds in high school. So, and I was mean. Like the streets that I grew up in just made me mean. Like the situation I grew up in just made me like, you got to be a dog eat dog world.
Like, right. And a lot of, for a lot of people who, and of course, when it comes to, the sport, NFL, basketball, NBA basketball, and those two in particular. Those two sports consist of a lot of majority of urban, right? Urban kids that look like you and I, right? And so like we know fools, man. Like we live in this world, right? Like African Americans have, we haven't been given a lot. We've given some, and so you end up growing up in in an area, and a lot of times people you don't even realize you growing up in the hood, right? Like you don't even realize it because you adapt.
I knew it was in the hood too. Wasn't in a project, bro.
You wasn't in a project, but it was a Bramble. Hey, Bramble, bro. Listen, I know about Bramble. Like, so, but you say, like, going back to, when you went to Dave Parker's house, Dave Parker Sr., which for all you people who don't know, Dave Parker Sr. is a Major League Baseball legend. Played, won a World Series with the Pittsburgh Pirates. Played for the Cincinnati Reds. A stellar career. We ended up playing with Ray and I. We ended up playing. And I played on that team, on the AAU team as well. Because again, for you listeners, Ray and I, we've been knowing each other since we were 10 in the 5th grade, right? And so, and we'll get there, how you ended up at Kilgore, how I ended up at Kilgore, but you were at Dave Parker's house, we're able to, we know his son, Dave Parker Jr., that boy right there.
He too. Wow.
That boy was going, that boy had a 7 head by the time we was at 16. I don't care shit how much money your daddy got. Your ass is going bald, bro, at 16. But anywho, that's all I love Dave Jr. I haven't seen him and spoke to him in a long time, but and you went to Dave Parker Sr.'s house and you said you saw like, this is stability. Like, this is stability. This is peace. Again, I don't have to worry about, if I can get here, I don't have to worry about my lights getting cut off. I don't have to worry about my heat getting cut off. Like, and then of course, from there, you just start picking his brain on, what do I need to do? Right? I mean, you tell me.
Got to. Like any chance I got to sit and talk, and then he was so welcoming, like, and that's kind of, like I said, I picked up that trait from him. Because people always ask me, how you so grounded, man? I'm like, bro, I've been around a legend, like, and he treated me like he known me my whole life. Mm-hmm. So like, that rubbed off on me as well. Like, even just sitting here really talking about it now, like, damn, that is kind of where I got that from. Like, he could have been like, oh, okay, what's up? And kept on pushing. Like, right. He was a legend, but he took that time to nurture and put his wisdom into me. So, and that's all it is now with me and how I want to establish myself. But being there, being able to pick his brain, he's like, nah, you just gotta, this is what you want to do. You gotta give it your all. Like, it ain't no halfway doing it. That was already my work ethic anyway, because I'm just watching my grandfather, and he was a hustler, and I'm just like, damn, no matter what, my grandma wasn't going with that while he was on this earth. He passed, I kind of felt that responsibility. Yeah, she's going to have to struggle from that time, from, my 9th grade year till I can make it, but we'll figure it out.
Right.
So it was just tired of seeing the same old.
Right.
And yeah. I knew from getting help from, our mentor, Coach Hopkins, from meeting Dave Parker, meeting the police officer at my school who gave me the game, like, listen, it's three B's in this world. It's like, it's going to be the books, ball, and the thing they is French.
No, you're good, baby. Listen, hey, I want you to be.
Me at a young age, like, them first two, you need to have that to succeed in life. And the third one will come when you succeed in life. So focus on those first two to get you where you're trying to go. And outwork whoever. And that just mindset just kept. And then even with that, with the mindset was, I tell the story to everybody, my grandfather literally worked down the hill from us, from where I went to junior high school, Schroeder. It's a high school now, which is crazy.
It is.
But it was a junior high when I went there. See how old we are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, bro, we old, y'all. We old, bro.
We ain't old. We just But But even with that, my grandfather, like, if I miss, because I had to catch 2 buses, like, if you want to get there, like, they taught me that nothing was going to get handed to you. Like, you had to go get it. And whatever that is, that's what it is. You gonna put the work in. Like, if I miss one of my buses, sometimes, you know, you tired, you young, you thinking you run on films.
Yeah.
I get up a little late. They be like, oh, yeah, you can ride to me to work, but I'm not dropping you off at the door. You're going to have to run up this hill and get to practice on time.
Hey, bro, that's that grandparent shit. You know, I used to walk 15 miles to school. Did you know that? Damn.
That also gave me a layer of like, yeah, motherfucker might help you, but they ain't gonna do the shit for you. Like, it gave me life lessons, like, that I still use to this day. Like, I know if I can do that when I had no money, and that would get to the other part of like how I got through my depression was like, man, I was in a place where I had to do X, Y, I had to go shovel snow, cut grass, rake the leaves, wash cars. Like, I had to do everything to make money to have a half decent childhood myself that I had to give myself because wasn't nobody going to give it to me. I'm giving you the essentials. You want extras? You don't have to get that shit yourself.
So, bro, everything you're saying, and I hope, you know, again, those are key, you know, for the audience, for the young, for the youth, right, who are aspiring, right, who have aspirations of, again, playing at the highest level of their sport, whether it be NFL, Major League Baseball, you know, basketball, volleyball, soccer, etc. You know, it starts with the mindset, right? It starts with the mindset. And of course, as you're younger, you know, you got so much you're still trying to learn and grow, you know, learn about yourself and, you know, everything's kind of moving at a fast pace. And that's one of the things that, reason why I always like respected you in that aspect, you know, because like it was your world, like you were in Ray's world, like, and if anybody didn't fit in that in your world, like, you know, you like, hey, I don't mess with you. I ain't messing with you. You know, you can like me, or hate me, or if you don't, I'm cool either way. You know what I mean? Like, that's one thing that's always been consistent with you. You know what I'm saying? Even back when we were 10 years old. And just for people who know, I was a grade behind, right? This fool right here, he's in his right grade, right? But his birthday is just January 1st. And so when, you know, when we played basketball, you know, which was my first time ever playing basketball when we got to elementary, when we were at Kilgore Elementary. Was that your first time?
Yeah, you both.
Yeah, 6th grade. So, you know, again, that's, you know, that's where he and Ray and I, we met. You know, we really didn't. It wasn't until 6th grade, even though we went to school together in 5th grade, you know, and I'll tell this story. This motherfucker used to bully me. He don't remember that. He used to bully me. Y'all, hey, I just want y'all to know. All right, this is my brother, longest running brother friend, everything. He don't remember. Right?
I was a tough crowd back then.
He was this boy, you know, and I was submissive too. You know, I never had problems with anybody, you know, but he didn't bully on me like that. And he just was, you know, he had a shell around him. And at the time in the 5th grade, and we talked about this over the years, like, you know, in the 5th grade, man, you were hanging with some, you know, Kilgore wasn't a gutter school like that. It was a pretty nice school, you know what I mean? Like,
you happened to be in the district.
Man, that happened to be in the district. So I traveled. I actually didn't live in the district. I used somebody else's address, and I had to, my mom and them had to bring me. It took me 45 minutes, an hour to get to school.
I think we with them, what's going on around now? DEI?
The DEI. DEI.
We might have been some of them kids.
Hey, listen, because I'm telling you, bro, like for us to end up.
Let's see who can make it out of here.
Yes, bro. So yeah, going back, like, you know, since we're talking about that, right? So, you know, we talk about elementary school. I ended up, you know, this is how stars align, right? Like, I'm living in Mount Auburn in Cincinnati, Ohio, and you living on the opposite side, you know, which is Mount Auburn's by University of Cincinnati for those who are familiar with Cincinnati. But I ended up going and my mom and them drove me to school, right? You ended up being in that district. We ended up going to Kilgore Elementary together, right? And like 5th grade, we opposite classes. I'm in Mrs. Bruning's class, which you know who Miss Bruning is because she turned out to end up being like, you know, one of your your favorite, your biggest fans and one of your biggest supporters at Woodward High School, which just blew my mind. Like,
her brother married one of our directors, and it was crazy. It was cool too.
That it was crazy, man. But we ended up at Kilgore, and again, 5th grade we went on the same page because he was bullying on me, y'all. Don't I'm saying. But anywho, he
I was God in the 5th
he was
grade.
thugged out, y'all. Listen, I'm gonna tell you,
Yeah, on the porch.
boy, this boy was 6'1", and I ain't lying, y'all. He was 6 foot in the 5th grade. He was like scraping 6'2" in the 6th grade, right? And so, bruh, like, no bull, bruh.
Something got blessed by the universe to have that stigma. So
But once upon a time we was the same height, bruh, because I was 5'11", but at least I was a grade behind though. Like, but yeah, we meet there. And did you play football before like 5th grade, 6th grade?
I played 1 year. I was 10. That's why I wore the number 10, because that's when I started playing football. I played 1 season, but I had to play up with the 11 and 12 because
Your ass was too big.
Weight.
Your ass was too big. You couldn't cut that weight if you wanted to. Your big ass, that shit was natural.
That's when I fell in love with football. I'm like, this is kind of fun. I get to slam people.
Yeah.
And if I play good enough, I get to play with the 13-year-olds. That's when I think you remember Talmadge?
Yeah, of course.
And I played with him. He was on the 13-year-old, and I played 11 and 12 that 1 season, but I was 10. Man, this is why I'm saying murder.
Yeah. Hey, but that go.
You have that with them? Nah, I'm good right where I'm at. I'm against somebody, but I'm not playing against Dick Cuz, not yet. He like grown man.
but that goes to show, just from their motor skills from age 10 to 13, man, like, that small 3 years actually turns out to be major when it comes to your development, your physical development, and of course your mental development. And so you started playing at 10, and then like you said earlier in the convo, in 7th grade when you went to Schroeder, right?
Yeah.
That's when it turned on for you.
Yeah, it clicked. I don't know. It's just like, it's fun. Like, I get to play offense, defense, wherever, evidently I'm good enough. I play wherever they want to put me at. Tight end, playing everything. It was just having fun.
Yeah.
Like, there's something to do. This gave me a reason to do good in school. I can have fun.
Right.
And people gonna come look out for me, and shit, at the end of the day, help me get to where I'm trying to go.
Right.
To take care of myself and my family.
Right. So you we talking about football, right? But a lot of people don't know. You were a 3-sport, athlete, right? Like, you were a 3-sport athlete. You played football. I knew you to play basketball first, but I already knew you were gonna play football because I was already playing football when we met, and so I started playing when I was 10 as well. But you were a 3-sport athlete, right? You played. First was basketball, right? It was a basketball or football first?
It was football first.
So it was football. Then basketball came with, at Kilgore with Mr. Hopkins, with Bruce Hopkins, who, that was my first time actually playing basketball too. Organized basketball. Correct. Don't get it twisted, y'all. We had that athletic ability. We was playing in the parks too. You know what I'm saying? So you playing basketball, you played football, then basketball, and then we talk about Dave Parker, right? Because you weren't playing baseball. You weren't playing baseball yet. When did you start playing baseball?
Baseball just happened. I mean, I played a little bit in T-ball and all that, but I'm like, baseball boring. That shit is boring.
Like,
I'm trying to hit somebody. I'm trying to do something. Like, basketball shit just seem fun because you get to run around outside, shirt off, girls out there.
Right, yeah.
And then, like, football, you get to really hit somebody. It's mano a mano. Are you tougher than me?
Right. 100%. So yeah, you playing in Schroeder, which, I just want to let everybody know this too, as we can talk about this shit. This is my brother. You know what I'm saying? So this fool ain't never beat me in football. Not one of my teams. He can beat me in basketball. His teams beat me in basketball. But, you know, I was talking to Kelly, you know, our wife Kelly and my daughter Caitlin, and we were talking about this last week, and I was like, you know what? I think about this. You know, Ray never beat me in football. Not, you know, we didn't play against each other in college and nothing like that, but you ain't beat me you ain't beat me in middle school. You damn sure ain't beat me in high school. Hey, Ray.
Y'all left our division in high school.
Hey, no, y'all left our division.
You got our senior year.
Hey, big homie. Hey, and I just want to, and I'm not tooting my own horn when I say this shit, but all the games that we played against each other from middle school to high school in football, I just go on a limb and say, bro, I used to be the difference maker, bro. Hey, bro.
My brother did not let him nothing.
Hey, listen.
Trash.
Hey, listen.
Let him get loose.
I'm gonna tell you.
I said, I'll take care of everybody else.
I'm gonna tell you.
Just take him.
I'm gonna tell you my only motivation. Anytime we played y'all in football, my biggest motivation was because I was playing against you. You know what I'm saying? So like, I literally think I ain't know other than Vince. Like I knew nobody else on the team, right? Other than Mike Daniels, you know, one of the best athletes I ever played against or with, and all 5'9" of his ass.
And most of his head.
He was a beast. So, but yeah, bro, like that was my motivation, right? Like, and you know, whatever you need to do, right, to find the motivation to get you to play at your highest level. So, but yeah, so you done played all three sports. You start playing baseball. That's the last thing, but it was, I mean, you say you started playing baseball early, but that shit was too boring, right?
Yeah, it was just, I played outfield. I'm like, these little kids, I'm just out there playing with dirt. These kids are hitting the ball. I'm in center field. Ain't a ball coming nowhere near me out here. Like, bro, let me go. And I was a swimmer. Like, I did it. When I tell you I was outside, what was in the house? Hot? You know that? No, I'm go outside. I did everything as a kid.
So, bro, this man right here is swimming. This motherfucker is playing basketball. He playing football. He playing baseball.
And I'm nice on them bowling lanes.
And he nice on the lanes though. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
just outside. Like my grandpa was in the bowling, so that was like a time to be around him. Like he ain't gonna take you everywhere with him, but he took you to bowling with him. So I'm like picking up grandpa around old heads, like picking up games, just listening to every. Like when I tell you, I was just a fly on the wall to every type of lifestyle growing up.
Yeah,
I knew what was what to do, what not. Like man, I paid attention to everything. Just happened to, like I said, pay attention to detail.
Right.
Glad I got that thing.
Right.
Here it is to pay, catch things and make it into something.
My boy, like it's something we kind of skimmed over, right? And this, you know, and I notice about you, so I'm gonna ask. So, you know, you as you were growing up in Madisonville, you know, and I talked about, you know, you know, 5th grade, you know, you was bullying on me, y'all, but like. You skipped a part. I think you skipped a part. Remember, hey, well, this is my channel. Like we doing it, right? So you almost got sucked into the streets though, right?
Oh, yeah.
You like so in the 5th grade, you know, were you dabbling in the trying smoking and selling and things of that nature?
And I tell you, I was outside, and at about 10 years old, I done sold dope, drank, smoked. Hustle, did everything. About 10 years old.
Right. And I always like, you know, hey, like, it's a lot of stuff that I've done to it, you know, like, you know, so, but this ain't about me right now. It's about you. But, like, it's crazy because, you know, now you fast forward, you know, you have 2 children, you know, 2 boys, right. You know, one's over the age of 10, you know, and Abel. And like Abel, you know, he ain't touched, he ain't had to experience none of that stuff, right? And so, he nothing. I mean, he's well spoken, you know, handsome young man. You know, he is all those things, right? He's big as well. He's a big boy. He's what, 13 now, right?
Yeah.
13 years old.
Yeah.
And so like,
my young one, he's 9. I'm like, I can imagine him being me at 9 and what I was into. I was like, bruh, hold them like lawn chairs.
Bruh, hey, listen.
But that's what I work for. I work for them never to see that life.
Right, bruh. And again, that's that part of that motivation, man. So like, again, your vision and what you wanted. And again, like you said, you know, going to Dave Parker Sr.'s house, you know, and he has his stuff in order. His kids are taken care of and, you know, XYZ, you know, that stuff is highly important to be around, you know, to make sure you're available, right? Around, if you can, right? Sometimes it's not our choice, you know. Sometimes it's just, you know, in the higher power's will to have the right people kind of be attracted to you. Right. So, you know, it's a beautiful thing that, you know, Abel has not had to, you know, deal with some of those things, and your younger son as well. So, you know, man, I love that, bro. There's a lot of things I think about, and I'm like, I cannot believe that we made it out of that, bro.
It was what we wanted. We know. That's the thing with, I think most people people don't actually just know what they want and go for it. Like, people know, I wouldn't say they don't know, they're scared to go for it.
Right.
Like, at the end of the day, what else is there? A life that you already know is already going to be there? Go for it. It might work out just the way it should.
Well, you know, as I always say, and I've learned this over life, and you know, I'm doing this podcast, right? Like, you know, a lot of people want to do stuff and they just afraid to do it. And that's kind of, you know, where I was going with it. Like, you know, the fear factor, right? People are afraid of trying to do something and possibly failing, right? Or they're just, you know, lazy because it's a lot that goes into getting the things that they want, that they're not willing, because it basically comes off of work ethic and will and determination, which, again, you and I had this conversation many a time. Like, you know, I play football. That's my passion. That's my love, right? Like, but like, I used to let things get in my way where, you know, you just was like, bruh, you know, when you got to Woodward High School, it was like legendary Woodward High School, the Bulldogs. It's a legendary school right there. And that's the school you went to, right? Your high school, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And so, like, when you got to high school is when I saw a different beast in you as far as your dedication, your work ethic, and your sports. Like, I didn't even know, like, even though we played ball together, you know, and went to elementary school together, like, I didn't even know you. Like, I never paid attention to your intellect. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never paid attention to it because, you know, I was just so sports driven. You know what I'm saying? Like, this fool right here is a true scholar, you know. So, but you get to Woodward High School, you know, playing football, you're playing basketball, you go to Schroeder, you're playing football, you're playing basketball, you lose your city championship to me, my team. I had to
football.
Football. That's true. I had to throw that shit in there though. But
basketball, I was back to back city.
Yes, y'all did. Now you go to Woodward. Now, was Woodward your high school? Like, was that like your first choice? Because, you know, we went to Cincinnati Public, so you could have went to any school in a Hamilton County district, right? So what made you choose Woodward High School?
Going to Withrow. I didn't like their basketball coach. I honestly didn't like him. I just heard these stories like, oh, ain't no freshman gonna do this, that. Like,
Gentry, right?
No, he went to go coach a Seton.
I thought it was Gentry.
Yes.
Coach Jackson. Yep, you right. Coach Jackson, 100%. He was good. It was good.
Great coach. But I just didn't want to go where, I know me, I've always been that rebel. So I just didn't want to go where everybody was expecting me to go.
Yeah.
Like, for real, I was actually trying to get into Moeller, St. Nick's. I'm like, these are so-called football schools.
Right.
Because they took away our school that was running everything, Cape. Because that's, when I was in, I just started playing football at 10, everybody was talking about Cape. And I'm like, I want to play football there. That sounds like it's cracking. And this was cracking too.
Right. I heard that too, man. I heard it too. I heard that too, because Coach Keith Broswell. Shout out to Coach Keith Broswell, man, component in both of our lives at some point, and he was a legend. He was a legend. That they had a running back named Eric. Was it Snow? Last name Snow. Went to Ohio State, Cape High School.
Yeah.
And then they had a good basketball team. Coach Keith, Broswell ended up playing at Dayton University of Dayton Flyers. He was like 5 foot 4'10", 4'9", like, and getting buckets though. Like, shout out to Coach Keith Broswell getting buckets, man. He's still active in my life, man, and he's doing stuff with the kids too. But so you go to Woodward. And like, it had to be a reason though. Like, what, I mean, you just ain't picking that school. Like you just mentioned about Coach Jackson, like, right?
It was Coach Bettis. His father was at one of our AU practices, and he was like, he told me like, you come here, I'm telling you, you'll make a difference. I didn't know what he meant. I'm just like, all right. Then I seen somebody else. They was like, yeah, man, you should come check us out. I went up there, I think like an open run or something. And it was just cool. And I'm like, bro, I'm coming here. It was just like, I'm coming here. And him and his son, it was the assistant JV coach, Coach Bettis. Rest his soul, he passed away. He was a great, influential guy, again, that just so happens to be a coach at a high school I ended up going to. But through him, I met older guys who would look out like, all right, you get A's and B's, we'll slide you a little paper.
Right.
We'll look out for you. Like, when we go to open runs, they'll be like, are y'all come with us? We're going to go. That's when I was a heavy eater. I was when I was a young smash everything. They go with, what was that place? Captain D's.
Captain D's.
Captain D's, please. but a couple meals, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was just like stuff like that, me, it's family ordering. That's when I started realizing our family ain't just the people you related to. Family to the people who look out for you and look out for each other.
Oh, 100%. So you end up, you go there because, again,
recruited there for real.
100%. Like, and we talking about you getting recruited. We playing basketball, bro. And I know it because we were playing.
I didn't see you play football yet. That's the crazy.
Right. they just looking at you like, he big, bro. We can. He got potential.
Yeah.
He got potential. So.
I guess fucking Danny Horse and all them motherfuckers.
Hey, listen, shout out to Danny Horse, man.
Punished me when I was a freshman.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
But that's the crazy thing. You were a freshman. You were the same size as they were, and they were juniors in high school, my boy. You know what I'm saying? So, and that was
that bit me though.
Right.
Like, it was my turn. Oh,
yeah. Yeah. It did, bro. Because I mean, listen, we got many stories, but for time's sake, we gonna keep it moving. But you at Woodward High School, you're a letterman in basketball your freshman year. Did you start playing baseball your freshman year at Woodward or your sophomore year?
Sophomore year. Because we just all decided to go out for it. That was like, but baseball was still, it was too boring.
It was boring, bro. Like, and
I know now. I done put everything in the
what? Well, hey, listen, bro, you still be playing right now, like, period. Like, 25-year playing career. And
with Dave Parker,
yeah, yes, bro. But I know what happened. Like, that shit it was too boring, and like that shit wasn't physical enough for you. Because I remember y'all. Hey, listen, this man, any sport this fool played in high school. Listen, I'm gonna tell you this: they were on the news for an all-out brawl. You know what I'm saying? I remember. Again, I played it. Hey, listen, I remember.
Started.
Hey, sophomore year, Western Hills High School and Woodward High School. Woodward's visiting Western Hills High School. We have a team is ranked in the country. We have 5, Division I, starters, and Danny Horace was one of them, right? And so Daryl Peterson being the other. These guys are, again, they're seniors, man. Right? He's a sophomore. I'm riding the bench. I'm on the sideline, and you have a situation where elbows are being thrown because They trying to check you up because you sophomore, you got goggles on. Yeah, you got
The glasses fool you.
don't let the glasses fool you, but you got goggles on, and like there's a big melee, and I'm talking about noses were broken, and I'm not talking about yours. And my boy Phil broke his nose. He broke his nose. I mean, I'm talking about fists with the roan, my boy. I'm talking about people in the stands coming on the court.
Didn't start it though. That's what I'm saying.
That's when I knew this fool. Hey, football is the sport for him. So, go ahead, because let's stand on track. So you in high school, big homie. You're doing all the 3 sports, right? Now, when are you starting to get some traction in regards to like colleges and coaches and letters and all that stuff and offers? When did you start receiving, those handwritten letters, those personable letters, and were you getting them in all 3 sports?
I was getting it mostly in basketball and football until I declared in my junior year that I was going to do football and go to school for football.
Right.
But junior and senior year, there was I don't know if it was even legal, but a coach from Tennessee was at one of our AAU something looking at another player, and they was like, "Who that kid right there?" And they were like, "Oh, that's Ray." Another coach was like, how
Yeah, 100%.
Like he the thing got him, on football for real. He's athletic, but football is where he shine at. Which I wish I would let people. I definitely could have played ball.
Man,
I wish I took that more serious.
Yeah.
But that's once again, not having that structure. Just like shit, whatever is gonna keep me from not starving, because people look out. Hey, like that was my hustle. Even though I wasn't supposed to get paid, I was getting paid. But it was just like burgers, sneaks,
right,
whatever the case might be. But it was a young kid trying to survive with, what he had to work with.
Right.
That was my hustle. If I would have knew like the focus and this and with the guidance, which I could have just asked, but people not thinking people gonna really take that interest in you. You're like, I ain't gonna ask them for too much, because they already giving me more than I'm getting even from the crib. So
right.
I'm pretty sure if I would have asked, I had Jamal Walker, one of the best point guards to play at Xavier University, as the guy I could lean on to have guard skills.
Right.
But me thinking he already busy, whatever, and now being the older guy, like, oh, no, I want to give this information to somebody. They just got to ask for it, because you don't ask for it, I don't think you really want it.
Correct.
So, but get back on track. But yeah, my junior and senior year, it was some people, I still have some people, even though I didn't have everything, I probably could have stayed in my junior, senior year of high school my whole life. It was just that much fun.
Right.
It was just that fun.
Right. It was not yet a business for you. You did it. You did it for the fun. You did it for the camaraderie with your teammates.
My school, even though, what, our school was hood.
Yeah,
like,
100%.
Ain't no me type.
Yeah, 100%.
It was a group of kids who all didn't have nothing but made something together as a unit. Like, we all must get together right now. More likely, we probably wouldn't miss a beat, because this is how tight we was as kids. Like, we all still hopefully have that kid like how we was back then, even though life hit us.
Right.
Like it's everybody, but that time in our lives, man, I bet you anybody was like would agree. Like that was a great time.
I definitely have to concur. My situation.
Bro.
Oh, basketball season, bro. Football season.
And football season.
Nothing like it, bro. It's nothing. Yeah, nothing like it.
What?
Nothing like it, man. Like
on Tuesday. If you like Tuesday,
yeah, 100%. I will tell you, man. It was some of the best times, some of the best experiences as far as playing, like especially basketball. Like was playing against Woodward High School, bro.
What was that you said we said preview?
Yeah, it's a preview, bro. Yeah, that was correct.
What girls went to what school?
Yeah.
The scouting service, boy.
It was though.
In all categories.
It was though. It was it was like playing basketball in a club. You know what I'm saying? Like, and again, going back to when we played, anytime we played against Woodward, like those were my favorite games. Like I'm talking about basketball because y'all had a live DJ, and I'm talking about, bruh,
DJ Eric.
Hey, listen, y'all. People who know who played in that time, and and we old, so this is back in like from 2000 to like 2003, 2001, 2003, right? And so that's when we graduated high school. But like those were, it was fun, and so, you can never, and once you get.
He did back then, you had to be there.
Yeah, you had to be there.
You had
to be there, man.
So, no, I saw it on the
nah.
And it was packed.
Yes, it was, bruh.
Oh,
standing room only, dog. You ain't lying, Hey,
chicken.
Popeyes, baby, Dave Parker. Hey, Dave Parker Senior, right across the street, baby. Popeyes chicken from Woodward High School. Hey, that was one of the best investments you could have ever made. Facts. Hey, listen, that Popeye chicken is still there. You know what I'm saying? Still there. So,
get the money.
But like you said it was fun. Obviously, time, you can't rewind time. So you're getting these, you're getting some attention. Tennessee coach, goes to an AAU basketball game, kind of, you grab his attention just because of your skill set, your agility. You know what I mean? In regards to how big you were, and so it's a reason why I call you big homie. He younger than me, but this is my big little brother. You know what I'm saying? Like we're only 1 year apart, but I remember this, like when it was time for you to, go to, pick the school. And before we go there, I want you to talk to me about like the schools, like, was it, like when you were being recruited for football, like, was there like any school in particular that you wish that would have had recruited you?
Funny thing is, UNC.
North Carolina.
Yeah.
The Tar Heels.
But they never recruited me.
And they had, of course, Hall of Fame legend, just as athletic as you. And I get that. I see where you're going with this. Because Julius Peppers, when we were kids, right? That's what we watching. We watching Julius Peppers, and he had a long football career. Just goes to show you how athletic that guy was, and not just that. This man like 6'8", 6 foot, like I'm gonna say 6'9".
Yeah. Oh no.
So you telling me, and I didn't know this. I didn't, and they were not a powerhouse, but so you wanted to wear that baby blue. Bruh, that's sweet, bruh. That thing, boy, you ain't lying, boy. Good gosh.
Cool, man. I'm like, well, I bet I can walk on too.
Yeah.
Play hoop.
Man, dog, bruh. And you stay in North
Carolina. I gave Sean Cotton buckets, so.
Right.
I played like, so it was like that, like, but they never recruited me, so.
Wow, bro.
I was just like, shit, whoever come looking, I'm gonna give him a look.
Right. Now.
I believe I could have went anywhere. I mean, at the end of the day, the guys who was recruiting me,
right,
guys who could have went anywhere.
Right. And so did you go to any camps? Did you go to any like?
I went to a couple one-day camps. I went to Ohio State one-day camp. Then going into our senior year, or our junior year, one of them years. I think I went to a Tennessee. Notre Dame. I go to a Notre Dame day camp. I think I went to like 2 or 3 day camps. I can't remember which one, but I know I went to Old State and Tennessee.
Right. And for aspiring athletes, in particular in football, when it comes to camps, we talk about the ESPN top 100 players. I wasn't one of those people. I had an opportunity to go to UGA, like
to this high school.
I know. Listen, man, my loyalty, man. I told you, man. I couldn't leave my homeboys out and been going to school since the 7th grade. But always looking back, if I did those things, I'm at a bigger school. I may not get the playing time, and And, you know, I'm not here. I don't have my family. I'm not where I am. Like, you know, so I know, no. Hey, listen, I talk about that with you and a couple of other people, man. It's you know, I mean, I look at, you know, what I was able to accomplish in college, so it was cool. But it's not. That's neither here nor there. But you go to the camp.
You're the dog.
Hey, listen. Hey, I appreciate that. But listen, you go to camp. You go to camp. So you go to the 1-day camps, right? Do you think that first? Let's rewind. So how did you end up? Who told you about these camps? Were you selected? Were
No, it was my coach Scott. He's another one of my mentors, who just a guy who just took me liking to me.
right?
It was like, I'm gonna help this kid. He actually want to do something.
Right.
It was more me. People was helping me because it was like he want to do something. People would say second life to him. He helped me get into that camp, I believe, in every camp, and he took me there and everything. He like guys still talk to him to this day, almost at least once every 2 weeks, if not, no.
Right. Right.
He got me onto those camps, and the funny thing is, looking back on it, I was just going there to have fun, to show I'm better than everybody.
Right. Compete. Right. You wanted to compete.
I just wanted to compete.
Right.
Like, go compete and go.
Right.
Get out of the city I'm in. I'm gonna get some food.
Right. Always gonna talk about that food.
I'm getting food, some gear, going somewhere. Ain't never been.
Yeah.
One of the best colleges
Yeah, man.
sports team ever. In Ohio State.
Yeah, bro.
See me come run around and do this.
Right.
For a chance to go to school there.
But
Yeah, let's go.
let's go, man. Shout out to Ohio State's football team, 2025 national champions, bro. They do it every 5 years. You know what I'm saying? You know, so shout out to you know, the players and the coaches and in the state of Ohio. No, Ohio strong. But so you go to these camps, right? And so you starting to, you know, now you're starting to have these coaches come, you know, see you like personally, right, to the school. Like how many recruiters came to see you on an approximation, like when it comes to like when you were like when it started getting like when you knew like, yo, this is real,
Man, just Coach Tress will come in. Like every coach that in that Big Ten area, every Big Ten school is like, yo, yeah, let me, and couple SEC schools, like, let me holler at you,
man.
SEC schools, let me, like, I had a plethora of,
and like, you know, and I'm not sure if you confirm this, but you know, I remember that I heard Stanford, like you could have went to Stanford, right?
Yeah, I could have went to Stanford. I didn't even, but that's the thing, like, I didn't know nothing about it.
Right.
But even now, I still don't know, because we ain't got money to travel like that. Granted, I know how to get how I live, but that's a little far away from the street.
Yeah, that's on the other side of the country. Yeah. But just to know that, you know, you were able to, you could have went and played at Stanford University, which is a prestigious school, right? And that just
Ivy League school,
right? Like, and again, that's because you, again, I didn't notice until we got to high school. I'm like, man, Ray, but this fool smart as shit. Like, so you ended up, you graduated, you second in your class, correct?
Yeah, I should have been first, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, my man. So here you go. You got your big ass. You out here focused. You got the right people around you who are encouraging you. You got friends who, you know, who you still rock with, who ain't on your level, right? And who ain't dedicating that type of stuff, but you still was Ray. And that goes a long way. And then you getting recruited by these teams. You're getting recruited by these schools, these big schools, all the Big Ten schools, some SEC schools, right? And I'm gonna and we both graduated in the same year, 03, right? Class of 03, which we had a good class of athletes who, had opportunity and went to college and, continued their career. But like, as far as Cincinnati Public is concerned, there was not a lot. You talking about you, and myself, and I don't know anybody else.
This couple guys we had, I think CJ was a couple years behind.
Yeah, CJ was behind. Right. I'm talking about like for football. I'm talking football. Yeah, football. I think you and I were I was the only person on my high school team to get a scholarship.
No, Mike D. We had Mike.
Yeah, Mike. Well, Mike D transferred. He was over at Princeton. I'm talking about by the time your senior year, when you were senior at Woodward, like in Cincinnati Public School. Like I ain't talking about like, your Roger Bacons. They're not Cincinnati Public. I'm not talking about your St. X. They're not Cincinnati Public. I'm talking about the hood school.
Guys was in it. They didn't take that school serious.
Nah, they didn't.
They thought they couldn't play. They just didn't have the grades. I had a couple guys that was like, why your teammates saying? I say, listen, I can give them to play. I can't make them go to class.
You ain't
I can by example.
You're right. All right. Again, that was you always you stuck in your lane. If you want to get in the lane with him, just go ahead and merge over. If you don't, then move out of his motherfucking way. So you get all these, you're getting these coaches coming to you, and now you going on your recruiting trips. How many did you go on all your visits?
Yeah, I took all 5.
Oh, 5 though. What are the 5 schools that you took your visits on? We know Purdue,
O State, Boston College, Tennessee. Man, how did I get my 5th one? Was it Notre?
Could have been Notre Dame.
I don't think it was Notre Dame. Did I say South Carolina?
Nope.
South Carolina.
You went down to South. Hey, listen. Everything in between that university is not. Hey, listen, that is not appealing. Not for us. Not for people that look like you and I. That shit was not appealing, my boy. It's just certain states that I just am not in the southern part of this United States. Yo.
It's too far now.
No, and that makes some great athletes come out of South Carolina. But so you go on all these 5 visits, and as the narrative goes, like, you did go to Tennessee. You went to Tennessee visit, and that was the visit that in Tennessee at the time, they were still like the team, right? They had Coach Fuller, right, who coached the legendary Peyton Manning, and amongst other players.
That's
great. I mean, great, right? But I remember this story, and you said, man, like you were committed. That's where you were gonna go, right? Was Tennessee, right?
Yeah, I committed to Tennessee.
You committed to Tennessee, and you went on your visit. What happened? What changed? I already know the answer, but what changed? What changed?
What happened in Tennessee? They just weren't welcome, and they was more standoffish. Like we got enough defensive ends. I'm like, damn, that's how y'all feel? Like you supposed to be my teammate? A guy I'm supposed to trust? Nah, I'm cool. Like it was cool, but I'm just like, nah, I ain't what I'm looking for.
Yeah, and I think you also mentioned that, academics, they like did not, like you was like, you play football, you don't care about academics, and like they cared about they party hard.
Oh yeah, but that's at college. I ain't judging much on that back then, but it was just like, you supposed to be like, okay, we can use you like we supposed to be already like a brotherhood.
Right.
That's kind of, like I said, that's what I thrived on. And like, we talk about these fights and stuff that I've had is because they were like my family.
Right.
Like, about to pick, like, that's my little brother. Like, even though they might be older, like, nah, they're my brothers. Like, you swing on them, it's about to be mayhem.
Right.
And trust me, you're not going to win against me.
I'm telling you this, hey, he was, boy, full of testosterone back there.
Like, I was just, like, other than that, even though I was a kid, I had shit to get off my chest.
Yeah.
Like, why my dad wasn't there? Like, why my mom treat me like, so it was just like, I had shit on my chest, so well, one was an outlet. Because the funny thing, even later on, I get into boxing, but I wanted to do boxing when I was young because I'm like, I'm tired of people feeling like they can treat me any kind of way. Like, when I got into fights, No, everybody was like, what was, like, that's the shit that was going through my head. Like, y'all wasn't going to beat me.
Right.
Like, I have something that y'all don't have.
Hey, I tell you, whatever you needed to do for you, for your motivation, you did it, bruh. And you continue to do that shit now, you know. And so, and again, for the young, you know, aspiring athletes, you know, pay attention to what he's saying. You know, pay attention to his mindset. You know, you got a lot of things going on in your world. I
like,
know.
Through my head as a kid.
Yeah.
Like now I'm thinking like, bro, somebody was guiding you, bro, because the shit you thought about as a kid, like at 12 years old, to say, look at my family situation and say, I don't know parts of this. What do I have to do to get there? Once I met Dave Parker, probably a year later, I said, oh, what I got to do what? And then it just so happened, everything I felt like I needed, the universe put it in my path.
Wow.
And I just ran with it.
I'm telling you, buddy, you one of the hardest workers that as far as when you get focused on something, bro, and you really like, bro, you just like get that tunnel vision with it. Like, you know, your peripherals are like, you don't even got them. You looking straight ahead. You know what I'm saying? And again, that's that shit. But you know, it's easier said than done, right? Like, yeah, it's all about that self, you know, your self-discipline, right? Now you weren't perfect. You know, we ain't perfect now. That's something we'll never reach is perfection. But of course, it's a great needle to strive to be excellent, right? And so, you know, I've always admired that shit about you, man. Like, and that's obviously how you get to a, you know, professional, you know, your professional level of the sports that you participated in, right? Football. And let's stay back on football. So you end up going all your visits. You know, you go to the Tennessee visit. You know, I'm thinking that you're going to Tennessee. Everybody thinks you're going to Tennessee because you committed there. And then on the day of signing, was it the day of signing that you switched the game up? So like you switch it up and you end up choosing Purdue, right? You already kind of dabbled on why, you know, when it came to Tennessee, like, you know, that ain't for you, right? But what made Purdue that choice?
Sean Phillips and Coach Emmanuel. Two guys. Sean was the star defensive player, and he took a liking to me. And he was like, man, you come here, this is my last year, but I'll look out for you. I'll teach you what I can, what he knew at that point in time in life.
And again, just for the younger audience and viewers, Sean Phillips,
they played 13 or 14 years.
Right. And majority of his career, he played with the San Diego Chargers, at the time San Diego, but now LA Chargers. And he was a All-Pro. He was an All-American defensive end at Purdue. So was he your host?
He was my host too.
Man.
And he took the time, like most places I went, at the end of the day, I was coming to take most of their spot they was putting me with.
Right.
I can now, looking back on it, I can see how they can be, you know,
right,
a little standoffish because they recruit me to come take their spot.
Right.
So I understood that. I understand it now, but Sean, he ain't see me that way. He like, I'm him. So
yeah, he him.
You can beat out them other cats, but
right,
you can't beat out me.
Right.
And even with that, with, like I said, Coach Emmanuel, Coach Ian, Sean was like his son. So he's like, oh, so this you want me to host the replacing me. So all right, I take him underneath my wing. I show him why he should go in. And he basically, that's what he did. And that's how, to Purdue, like the night before, me and Sean rapped for a little bit. Had a great conversation. And that's what sold me there to Purdue.
Man, end up being your mentor. Do you still talk to Sean from time to time?
Man, I could be trying to find it, but I can't find these guys now and then.
Man, you know, everybody go
answer this, and he sees this, and he reach out to me. You know, I ain't I'm like, I ain't too hard.
Yeah, you ain't lying, boy. Your number been the same for quite some time. But yeah, shout out to Sean Phillips, man. You know, you just never know. This just goes to show that you never know. And I say this all the time, you know, everybody doesn't have to know everything that you do. We have to have, especially, you know, athletes. You never know when you are on display, right? You are somebody's, you end up being somebody's motivation, somebody's light, right? And so, you know, it's that character is everything. So obviously, you know, Sean Phillips, you know, that's which was huge of him because, you know, he has nothing to gain. He's leaving. He's going to be gone after the next year, right? And like, you know, you going into a foreign place, which is, you know, you coming from Cincinnati, now you going to Purdue, right? Purdue is in Indiana, right? West Lafayette, right? And so, you know, and they also are known for their academics. So, so you end up going, you choose, you know, to play for the Purdue Boilermakers, which are in the Big Ten, right? And so your freshman year, right? Matter of fact, when you get to college, because I like to try to go and do timelines because again, for my younger audience who they don't know what to expect when they get to, you know what I'm saying, to when you report to camp your freshman year, right? And they don't know what to expect, right? They don't know what to expect when it comes to the student life because you're a student athlete, right? And when it comes to, again, our demographic, if you're not going to HBCU, right, you are the minority at the school. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like most of the student body is not of your ethnicity, right? So when it came to
people need to realize that wherever you are, you should be all right.
Yep. Like when it came to you, when you got to Purdue, all right, like you on a mission. You are on a mission. Like when you went to Purdue, did you plan before? Like you had this plan, like I'm gonna play here for X amount of years. I'm not gonna play all 4 years. Like I'm gonna do what I need to do, and I'm out of here. Like, did you already have that? Did you already have that like in your brain? Like, and it, you know, if so, was it due to people like Sean Phillips?
No, just what do I have to do to get to the league?
Yeah.
That was just that simple.
That's just that simple, bro. Like
I made it more difficult than it had to be.
Man.
I was homeboy, Bernard Pollard. Me and him was walking one day doing freshman, I think it might be like freshman orientation or something. We was just up there, had to do with something. We walking. He said, man, you know, we chop, you know, me, I'll talk to anybody. So me and him chopping it up, we kicking it, you know, like I said, we're on the team. So we just walking, I don't know where we was going. But he said, how long you plan on staying out 4 years? I'm like, shit, do you got to? He's like, nah, you get 3 and done. He said, well, shit, let's do 3 and done then. He said, shit, bet, let's do it. And that was kind of our inside thing that I didn't even know about. He put me on to like, you only got to do 3 seasons and you can bounce.
Right. And that's so that is literally what happened. So you're at Purdue, you know, you got people like Sean Phillips, you know what I'm saying, your mentor. Who was your head coach at the time?
Joe Tiller.
Joe Tiller. Oh, Joe, right? Yeah. And I mean, and we'll get there, you know, but I'm sure he had a lot to do with you moving on to the NFL early too, right?
Hell, man, our defensive coordinator, I forget what's his name. Brunt.
Yeah. What was it? What was it about him, Ray? What was it? Get it off your chest, my boy.
They just didn't believe. They told me I was too slow to play defensive end, that they wanted to move me inside and this, that, and the third.
Right. And like for you, right? Like for you, this is probably your first time that a person or a group of people did not believe in you in the sport. Because coming from Cincinnati, everybody like, bruh.
Right.
That's that dude, right? Like,
yeah.
So like, is that your first time? You know, of course you have doubters when you're younger, but at this point you've earned this opportunity to get a scholarship from a Power 5, you know, school in a Power 5 conference, right? So that tells me everything. That, like, you know, that's for That's a 4-star athlete, 4 to 5-star athlete, right? So they think you too slow. Obviously, what does that do to your confidence and your motivation?
It just upped my confidence and my motivation to show them, I'm still him
Right.
at the end of the day. But it was just like, damn. But once again, the two people who got me there, and Coach Emmanuel, Sean Phillips, and also, I forgot, Greg Olson.
The quarterback.
The quarterback coach, but he was a great guy.
Okay.
Everybody who got me there left.
Man.
So who fighting for me? Even though my tape should have been fighting for me.
Right.
But they saw something different. Cool. I respect that.
Now with Joe,
I'm trash.
right.
So
right.
let me continue to do what I need to do and get the hell on, because I've seen how you've talked guys into coming back, and then they don't have a good of a year or whatever, might get hurt, and now they shot over with. Now I'm from the, my whole life is a gamble to me. I ain't even supposed to be here. Let's keep it a bang. But my perseverance and me being who I am, all right, I'll take my chances out here in the streets then. Let me go ahead and continue to try to put on the best tape I can and hope get invited. I still feel like I'm one of the best in the country.
But your freshman year, you playing. Like, redshirt.
I started my sophomore year.
Yep.
Coach left my junior year that got me there.
Yep.
We got a couple of things, got into a couple of coaches. Because, like I said, I'm a person who don't tell me one thing and then expect another and expect me to.
Right.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. It's a lot of politicking going on in college, right? Like, every coaches have to keep their jobs, right? Like, and they have families to feed, and it's going back to, like you said, if you can do your senior year over high school, you'll stay in that era, right? Because it was fun. Now it's business, right? Now it's business. So you playing, you're rotating in, because Phillips is there still, right? Your freshman year.
Yeah, my freshman year,
right? So you're rotating in, you getting some accolades, right? Freshman, were you a freshman All-American?
I think I was freshman All-American, freshman All Big Ten.
Yep.
Like I played.
Yeah, you played. You played a lot, and you wore number 10, which a lot of defensive ends were not wearing, those type of numbers, right? So, like,
10 piece. That was in my negotiation. I had that 10 piece. I went back then. We couldn't negotiate a bag, but we can negotiate something.
Right. So yeah, so you playing your freshman year, you're All-American, first team, freshman Big Ten. Get to your sophomore year. Now, when it comes to some of the players that you play with at Purdue, right? We talked about one of them, Sean Phillips, who had a, long career in the NFL, over 10 years, over a decade. Who were some of the other guys on that team? Because I cannot remember for the love of me, because I was also in college playing football as well at the same time. So, like, who were some of the other people who, got drafted? Do you know any? I can't remember.
We had a couple guys on teams. Kelly Butler, big left tackle.
Yeah.
Craig, what was Craig last name? Or was that Craig last? I'm trying to think, was Craig his first name or last name?
I'm telling you, you don't play. Listen, you don't play with so many people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Kulovich, Rob, Nikovic.
Yeah,
Spencer. My boy Cliff Averill played out in Seattle. Got a shit with
Averill, yeah.
Nard Pollock got a shit with Baltimore, and played well in KC as well.
Yeah.
Got dropped KC in the second round of our draft.
Hey, you had a lot of people, because Purdue was something.
Mike Neal played with Green Bay, got a ring with Green Bay. He was a youngin'. I think he was a freshman my junior year. So yeah, we had some players.
And so you had a lot of players that went to the show, of course.
Quarterbacks, of course. So we had
who was your quarterback? I can't remember.
And
It was Kyle Orton. That's who it was.
Cal Orton. Then we had Brandon Keir. Then we had the young boy who went to Andy, did a little stint. Andy Painter.
Yeah, Painter. Yeah.
Then
But everybody gonna know Kyle, right? Ended up playing for the Bears. Had a long career. Ended up having a few years where he was a starting quarterback for Chicago, right? He was
yeah.
And then he kind of got relegated. You know what I'm saying? You know, to backup position. But so you don't play with you playing with. You know, and this is a different world from where I'm at. I'm at one AA at the time. You know, UT Martin, right? But and you know, for me, you know, shout out UT Martin, Coach Sampson. He gonna be joining the show. He will join the show at some point. But anywho, so I'm at UT Martin. You know, you live in a whole nother world. You know, you in a whole nother world. You in a world where hey, we get into the show, we get into the combine, we get into the draft, right? So let's get back on track when it comes to Purdue. So you're approaching you get into your junior year, right? You know, that's when you say the coaches, some of the people that, you know, kind of got you there, they're gone, right? Now you're left with Funky Joe Tiller, you know,
Brock Spack.
Brock Spack, who just did not believe in you, right? And so you're like, you know, I got enough film. You know, after your junior year, right? You like, I'm going to declare for the NFL draft.
Yes, sir.
So now let's get there, right? So this is for people, again, this is for people who don't know what goes on behind the scenes of things, right? And this is one of another beautiful reason why I started this section of 1317 Sports with the Get Off Your Chest podcast, so we can educate, so we can elevate the young, the old, and the like. You are going after your junior year. You're like, I'm going to declare for the draft, right? How did you know if you left early that you would have an opportunity, that you would potentially be picked? Who reached out to you? All right, was it something that you kind of like, hey, I'm doing this? Did you talk to a coach? Did you talk to an agency or whatever? Tell me, how did you know that if you left after your junior year that you were going to be able to go to the combine and, you know, got an invite? How you know this stuff?
Agents was reaching out. You know, back then, I don't know how it is now, but they was reaching out. Had a couple guys, of course, Sean, he had an agent that like I said, he was like a big brother to me, helping me, guiding me during that time of my life. So he's like, hey, man, my agent feel like, you know, you got a chance to get drafted. They were coming out early. Bet.
Like, wow. So you told.
Then you go to school, as they used to tell us, what? You go to school to get a good job.
Yep, 100%.
What's the best job going to get drafted into the NFL?
None.
And that's how I see it. And I was like, I bet. And I started taking meetings. Like, I'm out.
Wow.
Like, and then y'all trying to fuck me at the.
Yeah. You good. Yeah, this is what I needed. I knew this is what it's for.
Like, come on. Like, I'm bounced. Like I said, we know a guy, don't get me wrong, he should have left my true freshman year, Stubblefield, a receiver.
Yep.
But to come back for what? You got the numbers. You won top rated wide receivers. Bounce.
Right.
Why you your name hot? Then he goes, and I think went undrafted.
He did, though. He was a very shifty guy, too. Very fast.
Like, he could have did something to the team.
Right.
But when you fall, now why we're looking at you like that?
Right.
Got an injury, this, that, and I was like, okay, they're trying to fuck me, so I know what can happen even if you are the star.
Right.
You were still the star. He was the star. But at the end of the day, the game goes on. Well, let me go take my shot. That's it.
That was it.
My whole life, I betted on myself. So let me make sure. Let me work and bet on myself again.
Right.
Chance, go.
So Sean Phillips. See, this is key, right? This is brothers helping brothers, man. Like he could have been a selfish individual, right? He could have been like, you know what, like, hey, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, his agency, and who was his agency? What was the agency he was working with?
We're still around. Octagon.
Octagon, right? Yep. And I remember your agent when he was at Octagon was old Dougie Fresh. Dougie Fresh. You know, shout out to Dougie Fresh, bro. Shout out to Dougie Fresh. But so Sean Phillips' agency, you know, and his agent let you know, right? Like, hey, you can get drafted. So that's how it happens, right? How it happened for you.
Right.
Right. So you like, okay. All right, what's the next step if I decide to do it, right? And so with that being said, what was the next step? Did you have to sign a contract or?
No, I would eventually sign one. I didn't sign one then, but I signed one after I declared after our last game against IU.
Yeah. And then so from there, after your last game, how quick was the turnaround for you, you know, packing up your stuff and going to train for the combine?
Probably about 2 weeks.
2 weeks. And now when it came to the combine, like, how you get invited? Like, did you like, they just invited you because you were playing at a Power 5 school and like, you don't know what the qualifications were, right?
The qualification was my agent said, you got an invite.
Wow.
I just know my agent told me you got an invite.
Right. So that what it is I'm gonna have to get an agent on this show so he can get us the breakdown on how this stuff works. So you go to the combine. Now you leave, and this is what year is this? 2005, 2006, right?
I left in 5, so yeah, I drafted 06, so yeah, I'm still in 05.
Right. Hell of a draft class too for defensive ends. I just want to let you, like that draft class, the header for the defensive ends was Mario Williams.
Yeah.
Like he was the first one taken off the board. I believe you were like I think you were 8th or 9th or 10th defensive end. Elvis Dumerville was in that draft. I mean, like it was a loaded draft on defense. Yeah, he was a 6th round pick. You talking about Elvis Dumerville? Yeah, and the crazy thing is, so Ray, you going to the combine. So you go to the combine, right? Like, when is this starting? When is this stuff starting to be surreal for you, right? Because everything that we talked about leading up to this point was a dream, right? And opportunities, and everybody. You have a lot of people who've been in the same position you've been in, but something just didn't turn out right? And it had nothing to do with what they did, right? It's because it happens, right? It happens. Like, you may not have the right coaches that's promoting you in high school, right? You may not have the right coach in college that's promoting you, right? And all the while, it's those coaches are grown adults, right? They've gotten to where they're going to go, right? And they're on their path to, whether it be I'm going to coach, if I'm in high school, I want to coach in college. I'm in college, I want to coach in the NFL. And they have so much control over whether you make it or not. And just listening to you, that seems like that was about to happen to you at Purdue. And because of your work ethic and because of having Sean Phillips as a mentor, you said, you know what, I put it on film and I'm not going to let them screw me. Because I believe if you stayed at Purdue, they would have did everything to try to ruin you in regards to your opportunity, right? Like, so I say that's fair to say based off of our conversations that
it probably is kind of fair to say, but me,
I know banked on yourself, baby.
Life, so
right.
I would have made a way to win.
Right. So you go to the combine,
right?
And like, now this shit is surreal. Now you in the combine with Heisman Trophy
with the hitters.
Right.
I trained Mario. We trained together.
Right. Mario with
the hitters. Everybody I trained with, I think everybody outside of everybody that was where I was at training, everybody got drafted.
Wow, bro.
Everybody. And I had Mario Williams, Brandon Davis. That's top 4 picks right there.
100%. Wow, bro. I didn't even know that.
Maurice Neroni, Jason Williams. Was it Jason Williams from B Tech? He was a cornerback. He was a top 32 pick.
Was it Jimmy or Jason? Yeah. Jimmy for the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah.
Yeah, about 6'2" cornerback.
We got drafted to Atlanta first.
Uh-huh.
Like we got some heads.
Bruh, so you out there training in Arizona, right? That's when you went to Arizona, right? So it sounds like what it sounded like was But knowing, like, having Sean Phillips as your mentor, my boy, right? It's like it's all about it ain't about what you know, who you know. Of course, your work ethic would have got you there, but I'm saying to make your path easier, right? Like, bruh, like octagon, like, bruh, I didn't know all this, bruh. Like, and now you where you need to be, right? So you go to the combine, you do your thing at the combine. When did you? What was your prediction in regards to with your agency? Where did they have you being picked in the draft? Where did they have you?
They had me late first.
Late?
I went fourth.
Yep, and you went to the fourth. And so a lot of people don't know this. So in that draft, it was you and Elvis Dumerville were the youngest drafted in that class. I mean, you were 20 years old your rookie year, the whole season. 20 years old, and that was crazy. But going back to let's rewind. I'm getting ahead of myself. So you go to the combine, you do your thing, right? And I remember watching the draft because I'm still in college. This is our junior year, so I'm getting ready for my senior year. I'm getting ready for my senior year, like, and so you get drafted, bruh. Like, you waited. You had to wait to this day 2, right? This is day 2 or 3, right? Day 2. You'll get drafted, big homie. Like, tell me, when they called your name, bro, like, tell me how were you, like, your emotion, like you, like, this is big. This is my brother. This is my brother. Like, I love football. Like, I love the NFL. Like, I can't even watch the Hall of Fame enshrinees, like, without getting emotional. Like, the sports just in general, like, just means so much to me because they relate to life, depending on how you dissect it, right? And so, like, I can imagine how it would feel if I heard my name called, but, like, how did that shit feel, bruh? Like,
it wasn't even.
It was business as usual.
It was. I was pissed that I didn't feel like I should have been in the 4th round. But, everything happens now I'm looking back at it, everything kind of happened for a reason. Because where I went actually helped me mature as a man and just who I am as a player also.
Right. So you.
Boy, no, I was pissed.
Right. So you again, and it goes back to just put that in the bag and you put it on your shoulder, right? You put it on your shoulder because that's part of one of them chips, right? You got to have I always say you got to have.
Another, it's funny, I was using it as fuel.
Yeah.
But that other comeback is the hungry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not knowing how to deal with that.
Right. So you get drafted on the 4th round of your junior year out of Purdue. You get drafted by the Minnesota Vikings in 2006, right? And that I'm just to give you some names in that draft that came out of that draft that the Vikings drafted, right? Their first pick was Chad Greenway, right? Dog, bruh. So Chad, and I got him. I guess I got it on there. Beast. You know what I'm saying? Second round is Tavares Jackson.
Dog, rest in peace.
Yep, rest in peace.
Didn't get a shot.
No, he did. He did not. Tavares Jackson, which was a quarterback, went to a HBCU, right?
Yeah.
Went to a HBCU, and then of course there's a few other people, but those are the ones because I just remember those names, and I remember the faces because you were I was fortunate and blessed enough for you to kind of incorporate me, man, and let me get a taste of just watching you coming up to Minnesota and just being around that team. And so, you end up getting drafted in the 4th round by the Minnesota Vikings in 2006. I heard one of the guys, Chad Greenway, which was a key component of that defense. And that defense, that defensive line, that defense in general, is one of the best in NFL history, like, to this day. Like, and I would say I would just go on a limb because, I did all my, I know everything about your ass, so to a degree, especially when it comes to football with the Vikings, at least playing. So you on that defense, right? The head coach is Childress, right?
Yeah.
Right, Childress. And then the D coordinator is, Leslie Frazier, who's still in the NFL now. We'll reserve our comment when it comes to Mr. Frazier, but, he do his thing. But, hey, this is why it's called get it off your chest. But anywho, so that defensive line in particular, it consisted of, when you got drafted, it had Kevin Williams. Was he already on the team? Kevin Williams, he was in second year, right? Yeah, I think it was like his second or third year, right? Was Big Pat Williams, was he already on the team?
Pat came here.
So Pat, he signs as a free agent from Buffalo, right?
Yeah.
The Mafia, Buffalo Mafia Nation, boy, they missed his ass. I know they did. So then you coming in, rotational piece, right? You have Pat Williams, you have Kevin Williams. Well, I'm going to tell you, that year in 2006 when you got drafted is literally the year that defense, like y'all had so many defensive, y'all had an unbelievable rotation.
No, that was my first year was Mike Tomlin's year.
Yeah, that was, Mike Tomlin, that's right.
Mike Tomlin was the D coordinator that year.
That's what got, hey, listen, and now you see he been in Pittsburgh for 22 years, right? So
that was literally, he got that year, that first year, and he didn't work for the Sled after that.
Right. It's so funny.
That's crazy.
And I'm going to tell you, this is a small world, Ray. So Mike Tomlin, one of his pit stops was UT Martin. He was there and he got his ass up out of there. I was talking to my boy Alex Atkins.
You said at the beginning of the thing, coaches, they got to subject you where they want to go. He knew where he wanted to go.
Yep. He said,
"Hey, been there ever since." He got there.
He said, "Boy, I got to get out of Martin, bro. It's these soybean festivals and these crazies out here, boy. I tell you." But he
part two, baby.
Yeah, hey.
It's the Super Bowl, baby.
I know you ain't lying. You ain't lying, boy. We gonna have to do part two. We will have to do part two. It's 6:52, so we're gonna do this again. What's your schedule like tomorrow, big dog? I hit you up. I hit you up. So we have our stopping mark right here, which will be, again, when it comes to that defensive line, that beast-ass defensive line, legendary. So this was part one. You know what I mean? We ran out of time because we got to watch Super Bowl. It is Super Bowl Sunday. Real quick, your predictions in the Super Bowl 59. Who do you have, obviously?
You see what I'm rocking, baby.
The Eagles. And my boy, do they win the game by 1 or 2 scores?
I said I got them by 7.
By 7. So for all you listeners, this
I'm gonna give 10. I'm gonna give them 10.
They'll win by 10. Saquon will go off.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts will play lights out football, and hopefully there won't be
we gonna have the spirit of Cunningham.
Hopefully there won't be a penalty thrown at the tail end of the game that kind of takes it away from the fans, like that Super Bowl 2 years ago with the Bradbury flat pass interference. But big homie, man, I appreciate this so far, man. It's so far so great, my boy. And what I'll do is I'll hit you up. I want to try to do it as soon as I can because I want to post this. So again, when it comes to the prediction for the Super Bowl, ladies and gentlemen, this will be in the past. So he's predicting them to win. I want them to win. I don't think they will. I think they lose by 3 points to the Kansas City Chiefs to have the 3-peat. You know what I mean? And so I hope not. But other than that, big dog, we'll be back. See you soon. And deuces, my boy. Hey, enjoy the game, my boy.
You too, bro.
Hey, love, my boy.
Love,
my boy.
Just like the demeanor, I'm feeding my fam. I'm feeding the meter. They got the iron while I got the steamer. I bring the fire.